Ugh. I'm going to press that button right as I yawn.
Yeah.
So that way the first thing they see in the bottom corner is me going, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to Church Online with the Ecclesian House. I am Pastor Bill, and I am joined, as always, by the lovely, goateed Pastor Nooms, all the
Hello.
way from the great state of Tennessee.
Prove it
How's things? How prove what?
that it's a great state.
Oh, I was just blowing smoke. I don't, I don't know nothing about no Tennessee.
Neither one of us smoke anymore.
I You're right. I used to smoke cigars from time to time, but I don't do that anymore since I got pneumonia that one time, and now I just don't do that anymore.
Biggs is here.
Biggs is on Twitch. He says, "Hey." Somebody should let him know that cows eat more than just hay, and horses do too. They eat grass as well. But hay is made out of grass, so it's all the same thing.
It's not made out of grass.
Hay is made out of grass. They cut the grass, they let the
No,
grass sit there
it's
and
not how.
dry, and then they bale the cut grass into big old bales of hay.
It's not. It's not. It's a special crop called hay.
No, it's really not.
Yeah, it is. I see
No, it's really
farmers
not.
grow it all the time, and they grow
It,
this special crop across their field.
it's
That
not.
and then they and then
There's different types of grass you can grow, but it's not called hay. There's alfalfa. There's
no, it's hay.
lots of different types.
Which
All
one of
right.
us lives in the South and knows these things?
Okay. So I live in the West, which is Texas, but
The guy that lives behind you that actually makes hay.
I know hay, bro. I know hay.
Your property literally butts up against, and you tried to burn down a hayfield.
Not try. We did.
Mm-hmm.
We succeeded. It wasn't on purpose though.
And it technically was your wife.
Well, technically, I found out it was Gregory, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So
So, how was your week?
my week was good, less eventful than the last week. The last week I had to rush my grandmother to the emergency room, and then spend that day there. That was on a Tuesday last, not the one we just had, but the one before that. She seems to be doing good. Not that I've gotten to see her face to face because COVID, and
Mm-hmm.
don't want to perpetuate anything with people who might be more susceptible. Just in case, better safe than sorry. And yeah, my week. Let me think. What did I do this week? Lots of laundry. I did laundry. I did laundry this week. I wrote a podcast this week. I played my phone game. That man, I live a boring life, bro. It's just me in my house with my kids, watching TV, playing games, writing podcasts, recording them, doing laundry. That's about. We eat in there some, but gotta eat. But did I leave the house this week? I did. I left the house on Wednesday. We went and spent the day at my mom's on Wednesday. We did our stockings and gave them their presents, and um, so that was nice. And then we went Christmas light looking, but it was
Is
it
that what that's
was
called?
not very awesome. It was what's called.
I don't know if it's called Christmas light looking.
What do you call it when you
We,
drive around and look at Christmas lights?
we went to go look at Christmas lights.
Christmas light looking.
I don't think that's a thing. Someone needs to Wikipedia or Urban Dictionary it. I don't think that's a I don't think that's a I don't think that's correct.
Handy dandy iPad. Tell me what to say here.
Um Biggs points out something very valid. The one who is allergic to all green cannot talk about what is and what isn't grass or hay. And he is not wrong. Um
But
so my week was boring. I worked and then I played some games and then I worked and then I played some games and that was Monday and Tuesday. and then I um, made some progress in a couple of games. Finished Christmas shopping because I forgot one thing. Wrapped everything, so that's good. Um, had lunch with my parents today at Red Robin. That's where you're supposed to say yum, because anytime someone says Red Robin, the other person has to say yum.
But you didn't say it right. You should have said I had lunch today with my parents at Red Robin.
Yum.
Yum. And
Okay.
then it, you know,
Okay.
you just
Okay.
know how you did it.
All right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Um, and so, uh, watch there be some huge scientific word that isn't what either of us call it. I just thought about that. I'm gonna. So I mean that's pretty good. The next week we have Christmas, of course. We're doing Christmas Eve at my mom's, and then coming home and opening presents, live streaming with my in-laws for their stuff. And then Christmas Day, we'll actually give the girls the presents from us because we actually bought Christmas presents this year, which is, I know, insanity because I have never done it because I don't want to get into it. I normally don't do it, and so yeah, that's this weekend next week. So I won't have anything to talk about now next week while you look up if Christmas looking is correct.
Christmas light looking.
But
I can't find anything that says it's correct or not correct, but I see some posts where people say things like can you see that where it says deviant art Christmas light looking? It's there, and then if I keep scrolling, then I've got this Vlogmas Day 4 Christmas light looking. And then if I keep scrolling, I'm not going to show you that one because that's racist. Anyway, now I'm just getting into the things about you want to buy Christmas lights? You want to have a good looking tree?
it doesn't look like there's a technical term.
For Christmas light looking?
Yeah.
Sounds like a job for us. We need to make up a term for hopping in your car and going to look at Christmas lights.
I mean, you'd think there'd be a technical term for it since it's been around since 1890.
Something like, we're going to go a glimmering
Mm-mm.
because the lights glimmer, or we're going to go a twinkling because the
No,
lights
because
twinkle, or
no, because
something.
you're not twinkling. If you're going to twinkling, that's something different, and they do that in only certain clubs.
Yellow snow, yellow snow, yellow snow. Big says, "Who's sewing? Who's who's swing? Who swing?" I don't know that word, Biggs. Now you're googling stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm not obsessively trying to find it now.
I can see your face completely lit up when you've got that screen up.
I know.
Like you could see my face completely light up when I turned on the iPad. Whoa. So if anybody knows what it's called to go Christmas light looking in an actual term out there, let us know because we don't know what it's called. and now it's a major topic of discussion for this evening's church service. What is it officially called to go Christmas light looking? And we don't know. We just don't know. What are you, what are you laughing about?
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Probably that same thing that I said. I ain't showing you that. Big says the ghost of Christmas present glow.
I found something for the Christmas light show. That's when two drunken people, minus clothes, wrap themselves in Christmas lights and terrorize the neighborhood on Christmas Eve. Um,
Uh-oh. Let's not
um,
have any of that this Christmas. Let's avoid that. How
been
do they light up the lights, though?
the little battery pack ones.
They like carry them in their hand. I hope
No,
they're carrying them in their hand.
the little battery pack ones
Yeah.
for like cars and stuff. You
Okay.
you tuck it in.
No, don't tuck it in. Carry it in your hand. You're gonna want to be able to reuse those next year. Big
I
says make sure you wear a mask when you're out doing the Christmas light show. Oh, Biggs. A mask is the least of your worries if you're that drunk.
all right.
Roxanne Shay, are you on Facebook while you're driving?
Hopefully, one of the kids typed out the message.
Yeah, probably. Or she did voice to text, most likely. She says it could be an extension of caroling as long as you're singing as well as looking.
No.
No, you don't think so? Couldn't be an
Mm-mm.
extension of caroling? Lightling? Lightling? I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Ah. So she did the first comment while she was at a red light, and now she's in the Walmart parked in the Walmart parking lot. So she didn't do anything scary. You can't find it, huh? All right, so this is gonna bug us. So we need to figure out what the answer is called. So let's do a better search here.
No one saw my Discord.
Biggs is trying to say something, but I have no idea what he's saying.
I'll look in a second. Maybe I can figure it out.
Wasfully?
What?
I just read you the words that he typed in.
I know. I think he might have mistyped it because that's not an English word. It looks like that might be a word in one of the Middle Eastern languages.
Roxanne says we got to stop all the dead air. Too much dead air.
You're dead air.
Dead air.
I was gonna say your mom's dead air, but that's not that's might be wishing death upon someone, and I don't know if that's okay.
Biggs says, here we come, a awesome ling. Here we
Awesome.
come, a awesome ling.
So I asked Discord, my Discord that I'm in, and
Okay.
I don't have an answer. I'm saying
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere with that.
I'm gonna post it in a couple different Discords here. See if I have any.
All right, so we have nothing. We have the closest I can find is references to. Oh, where did it go? Yuletide greetings, something along the lines of Yuletide. Um, but yeah. Um, we don't know. We don't know what it's called, and why do we care? Because it's just one of those things that gets at you, and you're like, oh, what the heck is it called?
I am asking so many different groups. Like I'm off topicing in other people's game channels. Like like let's ask the Satisfactory forum. Um see if anyone has any answers.
I'm gonna ask the alliance in my game in alliance chat. Hey guys, I'm live with Church Online, and we need to know.
I'm posting in forums I don't even use. My friend says there is no term. It's want to drive around and look at Christmas lights. One person said bored.
Bored. I like it. My kids like it. Hey guys, I'm live and trying to decide, is there an official term for driving around to look at Christmas lights? All right, we'll see what they say. But
Yeah.
Okay. So this week's podcast, we're plenty warmed up now. We took 20 minutes to talk about nothing at this point, really, because we both lead such boring lives. It's ridiculous. But thank God for boring lives. Thank God that we're not, you know, both of us in the hospital or with family in the hospital or um, deployed overseas. Or, I mean, there's so many things that could be very, very wrong with our lives that makes the boringness of our lives seem, desirable in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank God for that, that we can say that we lead uninteresting lives. All right. So, but this week, the podcast that we talked about, it was Handle, and like I said last week, it's the second time we've released this podcast this year
Mm-hmm.
because things are crazy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure it's going to get better. I'm not sure if it's going to get worse. But what we have is what we have. So right quick, one of the answers I've got on from my alliance chat is Micah, who's joined us a couple of times. He said it's called a candy cane drive. And I would think that would be what you'd call when you're trying to collect candy canes. You're having a candy cane drive, like a toy drive, you know? So I'm not sure if that one's right or if he's just guessing, but that one doesn't seem right to me. So in the podcast, we talked about getting a handle because we want to get a handle on what's going on, and we've had such a crazy year with everything that happened. You remember at the beginning of the year when Australia was on fire, and we were like,
Mm-hmm.
this is an epic thing that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. This is the signature of 2020. This fire, we're going to talk about it forever. And then, just a month, 2 months, 3 months later, we're like, wait, was that even this year? Huh. That feels like it was decades ago that happened because so much has happened.
Yeah.
And we had the election, right? And so last week I was saying, It's not actually over yet. The Electoral College still had to meet and
Mm-hmm.
cast their votes. They did meet, they did cast their votes, and then they polled the Electoral College members after they gave their secret votes. And according to the polls they took, Biden still has the majority of the Electoral College votes. There's nothing to say that the polls are correct. Um, if you look at past years during the presidential campaign between um, Hillary Clinton and um, Trump, the polls they were polling people as they were coming out from voting, all the polls that they were taking leaned in Clinton's favor, even though Trump secured the Electoral College vote. All the polls in every state were telling us that Clinton was going to win. So just because they polled the people coming out and it supported Biden instead of Trump does not mean that on January 6th, when Congress unseals the Electoral College votes, it will still be Biden. It could be Biden. It could be Trump. We still don't actually have an answer. But either way, we at the Berean Manifesto, we at the Ecclesian House, we're going to support the president. We're going to pray for the president. We refuse to talk bad about the president or undermine the authority of the president. We believe that it is our Christian duty to support the leadership that is placed in authority over us. And so that's our stance on it, and we will support whomever is in that position willingly and um, without balking at it, because there's no point in doing that. Right. So there's that. Um, and Zadie's here with us now, and Biggs suggested that we call it the Christmas Lightmare when you go around driving around looking at Christmas lights. And what are you huffing and puffing over there for now?
I think I want to call it light mirroring.
Light mirroring?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Why? Why would you call it that?
Because a Christmas lightmare is the tangled mess of lights. So light mirroring would be looking at what people created from their tangled mess of lights.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Light mirroring. I don't know, man. That seems weird.
I know. I don't like it either.
Zadie on Twitch says it can be a nightmare driving through the traffic.
It is.
Did you see that one Christmas the light video where the guy programmed his lawn lights
Chicken
to
wing?
sing chicken wing?
Yeah, I liked that one.
Chicken wing, hot dog macaroni.
No.
Or
No.
hot dog
Nope.
and bologna,
Yep.
chicken and macaroni.
There you go.
Ugh. Craziness.
We have both been on TikTok enough to know how that song goes.
You know, since I started playing this game this Star Trek game, I'm not on TikTok very often.
I know.
I watch more TikTok now just from the videos that you send me than I do actually scrolling TikTok myself. You and my wife, of course. My wife will send me probably 10 a day or so. All right. So.
Getting a handle.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to segue into the next paragraph of what we need to talk about. But all right. So in Revelations chapter 5, John.
Uh-oh. Your face is gone.
I'm working on it. Hold on.
All right, your face is back.
I'm balancing power issues because now I have too many things to plug in at my desk.
I just dropped my fidget plugger inner thing.
Fidget plugger inner thing?
Flash drive. It's called a flash drive.
Flash drive?
Yeah, I just dropped and that's my second flash drive. So now both my flash drives are at my feet.
Oh no. That's not good. So now you got to, why don't you get down there and get your flash drive, man?
It's all the way down there.
Yeah, your dad says you've gone country.
It happens.
He's gone country. Look at them boots.
I'm not wearing boots.
But I bet you're not barefoot either.
I am not
Mm,
wearing steel-toed tennis shoes.
that sounds about right. All right. So in Revelations 5, John is writing down what he's seeing, what he's experiencing, what he's going through. And he talks about this scroll that is brought up. And the scroll has writing on both sides of it, and it's sealed with 7 seals. So this is interesting for a scroll to have writing on both sides and a seal, because when you seal a scroll, you generally only write on one side of it, and then you roll it up and you seal it to keep it private, because you don't want anybody to see or to know what's in that sealed scroll, right? But here we find this scroll is written on inside and out, and then it's sealed. And they ask, who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals? And it has 7 seals. Okay. And no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or to look inside of it. And John begins to weep, right? So why was John weeping at this statement that nobody can open it? Well, John comes from this culture where he grew up being taught that the Jewish people were worthy of the Lord, that the law was given to them because they were worthy, that they had God's basically admiration, they were his chosen people, and that if they followed the law, that if they loved God, that if they did everything they were asked to do, then all of this made them worthy. And John himself went from being raised that way into meeting Jesus, who was the Messiah, following Jesus. He was there at all of these pivotal points in Jesus's ministry, in Jesus' life. After he started his ministry, he was there when Jesus rose into heaven after his resurrection. And then John goes through these series of being arrested again and again and again for all these things that he did. At one point, he's dipped in hot oil inside of a coliseum where there's a crowd of people watching as he gets dipped into this hot oil. This is supposed to be an execution. He gets dipped into the hot oil. They pull him back out, and he survives being dipped in hot oil. And then he gets exiled to the Isle of Patmos. I mean, who do you send to the Isle of Patmos? You send people there that you just don't know what else to do with them. There's nothing else you can do. No penalty has worked. No punishment has dissuaded them from their activities. And so he's on the Isle of Patmos, and he's having this vision. And suddenly it becomes apparent that everything he knows is insufficient, and everything he believes is wrong, because obviously it's wrong if there's no one worthy and everything is supposed to make us worthy. Now, that's not the end of the story, because then the elders tell him not to weep. And Biggs, Nooms, I think your dad is saying he hears you. I don't know what he means, but he hears you.
I don't know what he means either.
I don't know. He says, we hear you, Jay. Okay. So the elders come up, and he tells them, don't weep. Look, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered. So he is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals. Now, your dad suggests on Twitch, that this scroll is the deed to Earth and the people that are here on Earth. And I don't know. I've never heard any preaching that called it the deed to Earth. And oh, he can hear the stuff that you're messing with.
Oh yeah,
You're making little noises.
I am making little noises. They're magnets.
He's making magnetic noises. Um, yeah. So I've never heard any preaching that tells me what the scroll is. If I had to wager a guess as to what the scroll is, the writing that you can see on the scroll would be everything about God and heaven and righteousness and religion that we know. And then everything under the fold of the scroll and on the inside of the scroll, that's all the stuff about God that we don't know yet because it's still sealed. And so we have just this this fraction of the scroll that we actually know, and everything that there is to know, everything that there is to happen, everything that God is and will be and was and all of everything is represented here in this scroll. That would be my theory. But like I said, I've never heard any preaching either way. Now, Big says deeds always had seals of 7, which is another thing that I've never heard before. So I can't speak to that. I don't know anything about 7 seals on deeds. I don't know that. All right. So the line of the tribe of Judah comes, and he has conquered, and so he is therefore worthy of opening the seals and unrolling the scroll, right? And how did he conquer? But to die, to sacrifice himself as the sheep, to be slaughtered as the lamb. Right, Nims? What are you looking up now?
Huh?
What are you looking up now?
What do you mean?
I mean, you've got your computer up and your face is lit up like crazy because your screen is up.
I know, it's funny. You can tell when I have something open that's not one of my normal windows.
Yeah.
And it's someone else's webpage because all mine is dark themed.
Uh-huh.
I was just looking up 7 seals and seeing.
About the deeds thing?
Yeah. And in the Jewish culture, there's actually different types of seals. So that's interesting.
Like what?
I closed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some wills. Inheritances often had that. There's a couple things that could. Anyway.
Okay. Okay. So there are the 2 types of lions in the New Testament, right? Yes? No? Maybe?
I don't know. Is there?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
There's the roaring lion and there's the conquering lion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the roaring lion are the one that we're warned against.
Mm-hmm.
That it's the adversary, it's the devil, he's the prowling, the roaring lion. He's that old toothless lion that stands on one side of the clearing and roars so that you'll run away from him into the waiting teeth of the young lions on the other side of the clearing who are going to actually take you down and kill you, so then the old lion can come in and have his fill. And so when we're faced with something like 2020 and we get all these roaring lions just over and over and over and over roaring at us, we have a couple of choices. We can freak out and we can run away from the roaring sound. Yeah, Big says Scar.
It's a pretty good...
Making a Lion King reference.
But that's a pretty good reference. A person who, has no actual power and is just, off in the corner
Just
talking snit.
right. Um, so we can either, lose our head and run away from the roaring sound and panic, or we can hunker down and turn to the word and turn to the Lord and get a handle on things and have some peace. And we can weep like John did, or we can be a sheep and listen to the voice of our shepherd instead. And that's all I have to say about that. But now we've got 22 minutes to fill.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do I mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean?
Uh, what are we talking about again? Do I have more to say on that?
Yes.
What do I have to say?
Exactly.
What?
Huh?
You're gonna
You
make my brain hurt,
frustrate
bro.
me.
I frustrate you.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm not.
I was
I'm
mocking
not the one
you.
wearing. I'm not the one wearing cowboy boots.
Dirty word, don't make me stand up and put my shoe on this desk.
Dirty word. Oh. Dirty word. Dirty word.
See the Key and Peele skit. You know what word?
Oh,
But did you actually
biblical.
say it?
Did who actually say what?
There's a Key and Peele, two comedians.
I know who they are, but
They did a skit, and it was two husbands, and they were like, "Yeah." Then I looked at her and I said, "Word," meaning the word that I was going to call you. And oh, did you really say it though? Oh yeah, yeah. And then like the next thing, they're like in the desert, and he's like, "But I looked at her, and I said," and then they're in space, and like one of them's doing a spacewalk. I looked at her and I said, because they're looking for the wives, because they wouldn't actually use the word, and yeah, it's a funny skit.
Okay then.
So we got a new TV. I bought a TV, basically Black Friday TV, and got it hung up, and it is an Android TV. So because of that, Tina was able to install the Twitch app, a Twitch viewer, on the TV. And that is why she is saying that Sarah is there as well, because her and Serafina are sitting in the living room watching on Twitch, because now they can watch me when I'm streaming and other things while they're doing other stuff on the TV in the living room, because now we actually have a TV in the living room, because we
So
did not have one
they're
yet.
on their phone having girls' church with Commander Grams.
I don't know
as
if
they're watching us.
No, Zoe's upstairs. Rain is upstairs. I don't know. Oh, she's casting from her phone. Okay. Serafina oftentimes has trouble focusing on phones, and so she probably ran away and came downstairs because they all. But
Okay.
if they're still having it, they might be over already. There's no telling.
All right, so Christmas light looking. What are we gonna call this?
I don't know, man, and I don't.
Said Lightmare.
I said Lightmare, but it's not cool. It's not good, and I mean, I would have surely thought out of all the places,
that you posted the question,
someone, would have responded, but everyone's like, we just call it looking at Christmas lights, things like that. So I don't think there is a term, which is messed up.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't like that.
So somehow my question brought out the pyromaniacs in the general chat in my game. And they're talking about blowing stuff up. That went dark real fast.
Well, your game is full of nerds, so
Hey, that's not cool.
I'm sorry. Any game, wow, it really does light my face up, don't it?
Yeah, it does. I told you.
Any game that is based on any science fiction or fantasy genre and then is turned into a game is going to be full of nerds. Period. It's just like any game based on anime is going to be full of weebs. Any game based on, I mean, it's a natural thing. If you got a game based on Lord of the Rings, there's a bunch of Lord of the Rings fans. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite, he's one of my favorite authors, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to be full of nerds because that's the kind of people that enjoy fantasy and sci-fi writing.
Mm-hmm.
No more than the Trekkies, because, whew, y'all a special breed.
Hey.
In case you don't know, a string of Christmas lights can be used as a bomb detonator.
Oh, wow. I think anything that carries an electrical charge can be used as a bomb detonator.
Christmas lights can be killing a Wi-Fi signal because the electricity messes with Wi-Fi. Some people believe it was Martin Luther that started Christmas lights. The first strand of lights was invented by Thomas Edison, which means probably Tesla. The first They became a national sensation after Grover Cleveland used them on the White House Christmas tree. And originally, they had to be rented because people couldn't afford them. They were so expensive.
Huh.
Blinking lights were introduced in the 20s. It's a thermostat that controls it. I didn't know that. In fact, that can't be accurate anymore because LEDs don't produce enough heat for that. In San Diego, there's a fine if you keep your lights up past February 2nd.
Really?
2016, the Rockefeller Christmas tree had 50,000 LED lights. There's a family in LaGrangeville, New York. In 2014, they spent 2 months decorating a 2-acre space with 601,736 lights. When Christmas lights break and they're like thrown away, recycling companies send them to a particular city in China that breaks down every year. 20 million pounds of lights are shipped to that city, and they're breaking down to their materials. It accounts for 6% of the nation's entire energy consumption in December. The U.S. uses an average of 6.63 billion kilowatt hours of electricity each year on Christmas lights, which is more than El Salvador's and Ethiopia's yearly electrical use. I clicked on a thing that was like things you might not know about Christmas lights, hoping that someone, put in there, looking at Christmas lights is called blah, you know.
Yeah.
Term for looking at Christmas lights. This is not how our broadcast should be going right now. Our broadcast. I've lost the thingy. Where's the thingy? They pretty. What? 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 Hmm? What? What? Where? Do 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 do.
Well, I asked Google, what is it called to drive to look at something, and it pulled up highway hypnosis, where you go into a trance-like state while gazing at a fixed point while you're driving. I just call that autopilot, but apparently it has an actual name. Highway hypnosis.
Some areas of the world call them fairy lights.
Saw that.
I don't know, man. Excuse me. I don't know, man. If we were looking by train, I would recommend Illumination Locomotion, but you know,
Surely I guess not. I don't know.
this is frustrating. There should be a term.
There really should.
And the delay from the living room is very odd.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah. It's a couple of seconds, and like if we pause, then I can hear myself. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
just on. But then, like I said term, and then I heard term.
Term. Yeah, I searched term for Christmas light looking, and I still can't find anything.
Yeah, you would think there is. It's probably illegal. And that's why there's no term for it. It's probably actually illegal. All right, I'm gonna go under my desk for a minute because I don't have my thing, and my other thing's down there, and my other thing's down there, and now it's irritating me. So now I'm going under the desk.
Yes. My silly daughter just came in and asked me if I was live.
Be like, no.
Do you not own a clock? Do you not know? Can't read it? Don't know what time it is?
No.
Silly girl.
Do 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 do. Boop 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 boop.
So what are you doing? What's it called when you go on a drive just to go look at the countryside? What is that called?
I don't know. Term for just driving around, meandering. Slang for driving around. People who drive vehicles
Sunday
for
drive.
pleasure.
I mean, the word stroll, you could use the word stroll. Um, take a holiday light stroll. I don't know.
So there's a place I didn't even know this existed called Urban Thesaurus, and drive around, and it it got a little crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't recommend anyone going and looking at it, but yeah, trucker tan. Um, well, four wheeling is a specific term. Oh, okay, that is not slang for driving around. Um,
I don't think I want to know.
there's country cruising.
Country cruising.
No, that is not what that means, and that's a slang for a specific type of motor vehicle, not a that's just the word. No, yeah, don't go to that website. Don't anybody go to that website. There's no reason. What is that? I,
All right. So I'm going to settle on holiday gandering. I'm going to settle on gandering. To gander is to look or glance at something. I'm going to go with gandering because you got to glance. You're driving.
yeah, but if you're going to like the neighborhoods where you go real slow, you're not glancing. You're um. So I don't like that. I don't mind the word gandering. I don't mind the word gander, but I don't
You
like
don't
the.
want to say go a gandering?
No, that sounds
Yeah.
dirty.
What? I like it.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Um, we can beat around the bush.
Zadie likes light marrying. Big suggested light marrying. How about
Ooh,
how about gander marrying?
Mirandering, Mirandering, Mirand.
Gander marrying.
I don't know. I don't think there's a term, and I think smarter people than us then should tell us what it is. And um,
What song? Biggs, you wassailing? What is wassailing?
what? Here we come up. What is wrong with you?
Biggs, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna type that in though and see what wassailing means.
I'm worried for his mental sanity. I think he might have lost it. I mean, he is getting
Um,
kind of old.
uh, wassailing has two definitions. The first is to drink plentiful amounts of alcohol and enjoy oneself with others in a noisy, lively way. And the second is to go from house to house at Christmas singing carols.
Well, I got to be the first to do the second. um,
But like,
um,
it seems like there's one definition that's like completely innocent and like for kids, and there's the other definition that's like 21 plus.
well, I mean that's the thing I just came across a few minutes ago, and I was like, whoa, that is not what that word means. How dare you, Urban Dictionary? That is a dangerous, dangerous place. Um, 30-second buffer, 30-second buffer, 30-second
It
buffer.
looks like wassailing is originally was basically just trick or treat, but at Christmas, going door to door in rich neighborhoods asking for food, and you sang a holiday song in return for any scraps that the rich family would give you.
That sounds nice. I
Yeah.
enjoy that. I really hope that when I'm done with church tonight, I have food waiting for me in the kitchen. I'm hungry.
I ate all the food that was in the kitchen. I drove to your house and ate it, and then I drove back home just in time to go live.
Well, I was asleep. I wouldn't know.
I
But I
used my key and I snuck in.
you don't have a key to this house yet.
That you know of.
Oh.
No, I haven't left Texas. I'm still in Texas. I didn't leave. I didn't cross state lines. That would mean I had an interesting life. But
Do
it's not
not
that
say
interesting.
that, Biggs. Are you out of your mind?
Were you about to put the code onto Twitch?
No, he was probably just going to put a hint, but it's not needed. He is.
All right, so that's all we have for tonight. The podcast coming out very soon.
Just
or
now?
already came out. The podcast that just came out is about something.
Church. God.
It's about
Jesus. Love.
Is that what it's about?
I don't know, but those are things you cover every time. So, I mean.
Christmas. It's our Christmas episode.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's not going to be one of those feel good fluffy get all the things that you do justified type of messages. So if that's what you're looking for, this isn't the episode for you. But it's a good episode. So go listen to it. And if you want to watch my face saying the words instead of just hearing me say the words, then it'll come out on Wednesday night at 7:30, which is what we in our family call Christmas Adam, because it's the day before Christmas Eve, and Adam came before Eve. So on Christmas Adam at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can see my lovely face saying the same words that you could just listen to my lovely face saying right now. Or if you need to read it, there is a blog version that comes out on our website at the same time as the podcast came out. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, now we're going to do a 30-second buffer because some platforms need it, or we'll get cut off the last 30 seconds of things that I just said. So here we go. You ready, Nooms?
No.
30-second buffer.
Eh.
30-second buffer.
E.
30-second buffer.
E.
Has it been 30 seconds yet?
No, it's been 7. Sing.
30-second buffer.
Good.
30-second buffer.
Get it.
30-second buffer.
Yeah.
How long will this last?
Another about 15 to 20
30-second
seconds.
buffer.
Yeah.
30-second buffer.
That's right.
30-second buffer.
Yep. You got about 10 more. 30-second buffer. 30-second buffer.
30-second buffer.
All right. And now I'm going to